What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new Is It Worth It video on FudgeMuppet. It's Michael here, and today I'm taking you through the Lone Wanderer perk in Fallout 4. The Lone Wanderer perk is the third charisma perk, which means it's pretty easy to get, and at the first rank you'll take 15% less damage and have your carry weight increased by 50 when you adventure without a companion. At the second rank, when you have no companion, you'll take 30% less damage and your carry weight will be increased by 100. And at the third rank, when you don't have a companion, you'll do 25% more damage with everything. But is the Lone Wanderer perk worth it? Well, the short answer, in my opinion, is definitely yes. Lone Wanderer is a fantastic perk to have in Fallout 4 if you're not planning on using a companion. Now, companions are a great emotional thing to have, but personally I found that I can play just fine without them, and they're not that helpful in terms of combat. They're more a story feature, a nice added extra to have. They're a luxury more than a necessity. But if you're going after just pure combat efficiency, then I think it's much better, especially if you're good at Fallout 4, to get the Lone Wanderer perk. Taking 30% less damage is incredible, as is dealing 25% more with everything. So if you have a gun that does 200 damage, it will now do 250 damage, and if an enemy shoots you with an attack that's going to do 100 damage, that's only going to do 70 damage. This is incredibly useful for charisma characters who don't have high resistances because they're wearing clothes to get charisma bonuses, but it's also useful for just your regular character who's just gonna have 3 charisma. Just on a side note, this perk still works with dog meat, so you could get Lone Wanderer and Attack Dog, but I think this will end up being patched. The other great thing about this perk is, of course, the carry weight. If you're playing a low strength charisma character, or a low strength any character, or maybe a high strength character who just wants to loot a shitload, you can get this perk for 100 more carry weight, and you don't need a companion to store all your gear. This is a perk that is meant to replace your companions and give you that real Lone Wanderer feel. Now, of course, in your playthrough, you probably will use companions. I definitely recommend using companions in your first playthrough and getting a feel for them, but if you just want to max their affinity, get their perk, and then ditch them, Lone Wanderer is a great perk to have. The other thing that makes it really good is it isn't some 10 charisma perk. You only need 3 points of charisma. So if you start the game with 1 charisma, you can use the special book on charisma and the bobblehead to get 3, or just get the bobblehead and then only invest a single perk point to get up to Lone Wanderer. This perk also works really well for anyone playing a more maniacal character. So let's say if your character wouldn't mesh well with companions, seeing as most of them tend to be good, or maybe you just don't fit in with the faction of that build if they aren't the most morally inclined, you can get this perk seeing as you probably won't be using companions much anyway. This perk also works well with anyone who's got Hacker and Lockpick, simply because you can do everything that a companion could do for you in your playthrough. And that's basically it. In summary, obviously, if you're not using companions, this perk is fantastic. It's easy to get. It doesn't require a lot of charisma investment. The bonuses you get with damage and also taking less damage are insane. The carry weight is really helpful, and if you want companions, you could still get this perk, use companions, max their affinity, and then tell them to go away. It's been Michael with the Lone Wanderer perk, and I'll see you soon with some more Fallout 4.